Hey guys, it's me Justin. It's time for Pokemon. So guys, in this video, we're going to do a very special deck profile. It's a very competitive deck in Expanded. This is Dark Deck. And I won this in second place with this deck. It was very competitive in Expanded format, but since Sun and Moon came out, it changes it a lot. But anyway, I'm going to show you the deck. So, first cards are your Yveltal EX. So its first attack is Evil Ball 20 plus. Its attack does 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon, and Y Cyclone for 90, moving energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So that's a very good card for Evil Ball. It can be good for Pokemon like Mewtwo. Because Mewtwo needs a lot of energy to do damage and stuff. And Y Cyclone is for just when I'm almost knocked out, I move an energy to one of my Pokemon. So, next Pokemon is a very useful one, and that is Darkrai EX. Because it's Dark Cloak, each of your Pokemon that has any dark energy attached to it has no retreat cost. And Night Spear for 90 does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Don't play weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. It's very good for Dark Cloak because I don't need the energy to retreat, and he's basically the main guy in this deck for the abilities. And third card is your Yveltal regular. It's Oblivion Wing for 30. Attach a dark energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Darkness Blade for 100. Flip a coin of tails. Pokemon can attack during your next turn. Oblivion Wing is very useful because it sets up first turn. And Darkness Blade isn't bad if you need to do a lot of damage to someone. Next card is Umbreon EX. It's Veil Darkness 20. Discard as many cards you like from your hand and draw that many cards. So if I didn't have any cards I wanted, I could discard those cards and I could grab new cards. Because it's very useful. And endgame is 70. If your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon is knocked out from this attack, take 2 more prizes. That's 4 prizes altogether. That could make your game end quicker. It's very good. Another card that is useful is regular Yveltal, Fright Night. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon tool in play has no effect. Pitch Black Spear, 60. Its attack does 60 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX. Don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. It's very useful for some things. Very good. I'm just going to move these cards, so there. So, next card is Sableye. Does Confuse Rate 10, flip a coin of heads. The defending Pokemon is now confused. Junk Hunt, put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand. So, if one of my active Pokemon were to be knocked out, I could look for a few item cards to set up my game much better because it lets you grab 2 items and lets you set up the game a little better. That's why I use Sableye. So, next card is Shaman EX. So, its ability is set up. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw 6 cards until you have. You may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. It's very useful for setup. Very good. And this attack Sky return 30. Return this Pokemon all cards attached to it into your hand. It's very good if you're just almost dead for Shaman. You can return them. Next card is Jirachi. So, its ability Stellar Guidance. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. And Hypno Strike 60, both is Pokemon and defending Pokemon now asleep, but it's not really important to read that because I don't have any steel. But it's very useful for it because it lets you set up if you need a Sycamore, you don't have a Sycamore. So, now we're on the trainers. So, we have Ultra Balls. They let you discard 2 cards from your hand, and then if you can't discard 2 cards, you can't play the card. But if you do discard 2 cards, you can search your deck for any Pokemon you would like. And it's very useful because you could do with Shaman or Jirachi. You could make because you can set up much better. Next trainer is Fighting Fury Belt. I use this card a lot because a basic Pokemon gets 40 more HP and it does 10 more damage. Its attacks do 10 more damage. So that's very good. Very useful for Yvettal and stuff like that. Then a very useful trainer is Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card you find there except for Trainer's Mail and put it into your hand and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. It's very useful because you can find like a Sycamore, you can find a Fighting Fury Belt, you can find all those good cards. Next is Battle Compressor. Lets you search your deck for up to 3 cards and discard them, shuffle your deck afterward. I use this a lot because I discard energy, and then you'll see Dark Patch somewhere, and then I use it on my Pokemon. Or maybe Sycamore, VS Seeker. You'll know I have VS Seeker in the deck. Because VS Seeker is next, so just lets you put a supporter from your discard pile into your hand. Like I said, a good combination of Battle Compressor to grab out a supporter you need. It's a very useful, good combination. And next card is Dark Patch. Very useful. Attach a basic dark energy from your discard pile to one of your bench dark Pokemon. I use that. It's a good combination of Battle Compressor too, again, because it lets you attach energy to your Pokemon if you're just discarding them. Then we have Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon in your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. It is very useful, and it lets you attach an energy. You don't have to discard anything. It's very useful. I use it a lot in the deck. And our last item is Computer Search Ace Spec. Lets you discard 2 cards from your hand, and if you can't discard 2 cards, you can't play it. But anyway, then search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards, so you don't have to reveal the card. So it's any card you want. I use this. It's very useful to get like an energy or something like that. Next card is N. It's a very popular deck. Like in every deck, everyone uses it. I know I do. And it lets you shuffle you and your opponent's hand into their deck and shuffle and then draw the cards for each prize card they have. So it's pretty useful. Lets you shuffle, not discard. It's a little better than Sycamore, I have to say. And yeah, that's why I keep running. I keep ending there. Next card is Professor Sycamore. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. It's very useful because if you have energy, you could discard them and do Dark Patch. It's very useful. Next card is Ninja Boy. Choose one of your basic Pokemon play. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon. Switch it with that Pokemon. Any attached cards, damage, counter, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. Shuffle the first Pokemon into your deck. So, I'm just going to move this a little more. It's very useful because if you don't have the right Pokemon out, then you can just grab another Pokemon you need. And next card is Lysander. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon if his or one was with one of your active Pokemon. It's very useful because I get to pick whatever Pokemon it can be, and I could finish the game. Next card is Pokemon Ranger. Remove all effects of attacks on each player's and his or her Pokemon. So, when it was expanded, it would have been good for Seismitoad or something like that because I would have stopped the effect. And next card is Getsis. Your opponent reveals his or her hand and shuffles all item cards found there into his or her deck. Then draw a number of cards equal to their number of item cards your opponent shuffled in the deck. Sorry guys, I just have the sniffles. But anyway, it just lets you draw as much cards. So if your opponent had like 5 items, then it makes you draw 5 cards. That's very useful for sometimes. And we have 2 reverse valleys. This is the last trainer. And first, one side, choose which way this card faces before you play it. The attacks of player's dark Pokemon do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. And the other side just For metal Pokemon, your opponent's attacks are reduced by 10, but it's not really I guess it's good for Jirachi, I guess, but I don't use it with Jirachi. But that's there. And then we have, to be exact, I'm not good at remembering my deck, guys. Sorry. I think we have 8 Dark Energy. I keep that in there because with the Battle Compressor, the Dark Patch, the Max Elixir, they work, they help. And 4 Double Colorless Energy, they provide 2 colorless energy for like my Yvelors or my Umbreons. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that deck profile. Next video, I'm going to do a round with my dad, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Have an awesome day. Time for Pokemon, out.